Hey guys, Chris Profi, Musically Obsessed. I'm coming at you with Volume 2 of Opening Act Headliner. So the idea is I'm going to tell you about actual concerts that I went to, who the opening act was, and who the headliner was, and then I'll show you some of the releases I have by those bands. So a few summers back at Bethel Woods, near Woodstock, it's where the original Woodstock took place. They do live shows there. It's an awesome venue. I saw Judas Priest and Deep Purple live, and Priest was the opening act. Deep Purple was the headliner. But I think what was cool about this show, as they toured around, they switched. So some nights Deep Purple would open for Priest, but the night that I saw them, Priest opened for Purple. And the only thing I didn't like about that is that Judas Priest is so heavy and they have so much energy. And afterwards you're like, okay, yeah, like I can go home now. I just saw Priest. And it was the Firepower tour, so they were just kicking major ass. And then Deep Purple came on, and Deep Purple, as we know, is more blues-based, and they're a little bit more laid back. I mean, they definitely have their hard rockin' songs, but Deep Purple was just a different vibe. I think I would have liked to have seen Deep Purple open for Priest instead. And again, I understand why these two were put together. I mean, they came up around the same time in the early 70s. The thing is, Deep Purple, of course, went, with that hard rock blues sound, and then Priest went definitely in the metal direction, right? Okay, so Priest was the opening act. This was the Firepower tour. They were amazing. Halford was just singing his butt off. So let me show you some of the stuff I have by Priest. This is one of my favorite albums by them, Rock-a-Rolla. And this is on colored vinyl. I have a reissue of Screaming for Vengeance. Amazing. I have a reissue of Sin After Sin. This is another one of my favorite albums. Listen to the song Last Rose of Summer. If you've ever questioned whether Halford can sing, listen to that song. And one of my favorites from the 80s, Defenders of the Faith. This is a reissue as well. Okay? So Priest was the opening band. And like I said, I mean, after that, I was like, okay, I can go home. But then I remembered, wait a second, no, Deep Purple is coming on. So let me show you some of the stuff I have by Deep Purple. And again, I've got more stuff in storage, but I just wanted to pull out a few things. This is a really cool compilation. This is Deep Purple, When We Rock, We Rock, and When We Roll, We Roll. I saw this so many places, and I never picked it up. And then I finally gave it a whirl, and I'm glad I did. This is touching on all eras of the band. So you have the Rod Evans-led band doing Kentucky Woman and Hush. You've got, they do Hard Road, Ring That Neck, Smoke on the Water, Highway Star, Woman from Tokyo, the Ian Gillan stuff, Space Truckin'. So it's just it's a nice compilation album. I like it a lot. I have the anniversary edition of Fireball, one of my favorite Deep Purple albums. So it's all remastered, plus you've got like bonus tracks on here too. You've got a B-side called I'm Alone. You have an outtake called Freedom Album. You have an outtake called Slow Train Album. Remix of Demon's Eye. Oh, Demon's Eye is on here as well, which I had never heard before. So stoked to have that. And I picked this up, I want to say last summer I got this. This is Deep Purple live in Australia in 2001. And this is 4,700 out of 20,000. So, it's numbered, but 20,000, that's a lot of copies they made of this. It's cool. It's a double live album. Sounds amazing. You've got Steve Morse on guitar. And, he's amazing. You got Gillan on vocals, Roger Glover bass, Ian Pace drums, and John Lord organ. So, killer band, killer lineup. And they run through everything from Woman from Tokyo to Lazy to Black Knight, Perfect Strangers, Hey Cisco. When a Blind Man Cries, they do Speed King on here, Hush, and end with Highway Star. So it's a really good live album. I think there were a few of these put out, I want to say. So that was another concert experience. This is volume 2. I won't throw any more at you tonight, but I'll definitely be telling you about other concerts I went to. I'll tell you about, again, who the opening act was and who the headliner was. And again, for this, you had Priest as the opening act, Deep Purple as the headliner. But they did flip-flop through the tour. All right, guys. Adios.